On the news tonight, President Bola Tinubu communicates to Senate, seeks confirmation of service chiefs.
I am pleased to present for confirmation by the Senate the 4 nominees listed below as Chief of Defense Staff and Service Chiefs of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
House of Representatives stops Central Bank of Nigeria on its policy directing banks to obtain social media handles of customers. Plus, Kogi State government directs for immediate reconstruction of Kogi State House of Assembly within 8 weeks. Hello and welcome to NTA Parliament News. I am Vivian Itekwe. Many thanks for joining us. President Bola Tinubu has communicated to the Senate seeking the confirmation of the appointments of the Chief of Defense Staff and other service chiefs. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, read the letter at the commencement of plenary.
The President of the Senate said the presidential communication is in line with the provisions of the Armed Forces Act.
I am pleased to present for confirmation by the Senate the 4 nominees listed below as Chief of Defense Staff and Service Chiefs of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Senate is invited to note the current security situation of our country, which requires concerted efforts of both the legislature and the executive to ensure a well-protected nation.
This letter is the first from President Tinubu to the 10th Senate, inaugurated in June 2023. The President of the Senate also brought to the notice of members the composition of some special committees, including the Committee on Appropriation, as the Senate anytime from now is likely to receive supplementary budget from the executive for approval. Senate adopted 2 motions urging authorities to address the deplorable state of some roads in the southeast and northwest.
Despite spending in excess of 15 billion since inception on these critical roads, the Omahi-Mudike-Kote-Beni road had only attained 6% completion as of April 2023, while the Aba-Ekote-Beni and Aba-Port Harcourt road continued deplorable states have led to economic stagnation of former boisterous commercial city of Aba.
The Abuja Kaduna Federal Highway connects Nigeria from the north to the south, and it's an extremely important business road for supply of goods and services from the south to the north and vice versa.
Thank God that those who are saddled with the responsibility to provide security on that road are now doing a wonderful job.
Senate adopted the motion to investigate subsidy regime and under-recovery in the petroleum industry.
The uninvestigated and alarming cost of under-recovery / direct deductions of an NPCL without necessary checks has led to great misunderstanding of government's good intentions on subsidy removal.
Mr. President, sir, more worrisome is the fact that a significant percentage of the fund being used for this subsidy is borrowed, all along was borrowed. You don't borrow money, you don't borrow fund to subsidize. You borrow money for productive purposes.
We are subsidizing neighboring countries to the detriment of Nigerian citizens, our constituents.
I don't know how that vocabulary of turnaround maintenance started, because that is where our problem started. A company will build a refinery. You will leave that company that built the refinery. You will appoint another company to come and maintain the refinery.
Because if you look at the quantum of money involved in this, I believe we need a very detailed investigation as to what has transpired during the subsidy regime.
The Senate has, in the course of the debate, commended Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the decision to even remove this subsidy.
The investigation will be conducted when standing committees are fully constituted. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And the House of Representatives has asked the Central Bank of Nigeria to halt the implementation of its policy directing banks to obtain the social media handles of customers as part of enhanced customer due diligence (CDD) regulations. This followed a joint motion moved by Minority Leader of the House, Representative Kingsley Chinda. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports.
To inspire and guide all
House commenced plenary with a 2-hour closed-door session, followed by an announcement by the Speaker on the screening of service chiefs.
And I have the pleasure of informing you that Honorable Jimmy Benson will chair the ad hoc committee, and all principal officers, both from the majority and minority, will be members of that committee.
There were reservations about the CBN Know Your Customer policy.
Nigerians who are not on social media with large turnovers from their businesses and trades would be compared to or systematically excluded from formal banking system with its attendant negative effect.
The need to halt the Central Bank of Nigeria's directive.
The Green Chamber equally moves against planned increase of tuition fees by some federal universities.
An increased rate of university dropout may further worsen insecurity in Nigeria.
To urge the Federal Minister of Education to review the new school fees regime in federal government colleges and revert to the old regime.
There were also motions condemning fresh attacks on the plateau.
Most of my people live in fear of the unknown.
Urge the Inspector General of Police to immediately provide mobile police force squadron formation in the affected communities to safeguard the lives of our people.
If the Office of the National Security Advisor comes into this, there will be a difference.
And other resolutions to bridge infrastructure gaps.
The need to rehabilitate the Benin-Ekpoma-Auchi road to Okede, Ogi State.
To ensure the contractor is mobilized to site and commences reconstruction of the Eleme-One axis of the East-West Road.
To urge the Federal Ministry of Water Resources to resume the immediate rehabilitation of the Obudu Dam project and provide funds to relevant financial authorities.
22 bills passed first reading at Tuesday's plenary, including the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2023. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
Elections and party management in Nigeria are expected to be better understood if the right political education is imbibed by the citizens. This was the thrust of discussion at an orientation program by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies for the University of Benin postgraduate students. John Yaku has details.
The 2022-2023 academic session orientation program by NEEDS is the 10th since the establishment of the institute in 2013. The institute initially trained National Assembly members and staff on legislative matters, but its scope was expanded to include other specialized courses like Masters in Election and Party Politics, as well as postgraduate diploma in election and party management.
Because of the perception of people concerning politics in general, that people that are doing people into politics are people that are not really serious or doesn't know anything. But in order to correct that, I think that's the purpose of this school, and to enhance people that are interested.
Other specialized courses offered at the institute are Masters in Legislative Drafting, Parliamentary Administration, and Legislative Studies.
I have to have the prerequisites, becoming a parliament and doing legislative business better for our citizenry.
Opportunity comes from the prepared. So this program, I enrolled for it to prepare myself ahead for the opportunity.
This orientation for students centered on the use of ICT facilities in a digital world, use of modern library, and introduction to postgraduate program requirements.
And so it's very important, please try to save all your work on the cloud so that you don't run into that situation where your flash drive is down, your laptops are crashed.
Currently, we have NUC approval for all these programs.
The management of the institute says it admitted 104 students for the 2022-2023 academic session.
People outside the National Assembly are now interested in these courses because they are specialized courses.
With the orientation, which I'm sure must have been very, very carefully and professionally put together, you have a roadmap, you have a guide.
Statistics at NIS showed improved female enrollment of 57%, with 46% of them in LLM program. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Director General of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, has been honored with the Impact and Innovation Award by the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, WFD, the United Kingdom's public body dedicated to strengthening democracy around the world. In a letter signed by the WFD Regional Director, Africa, Michael Nevin, and made public by the Information and Communication Assistant to the DG, Joke Akinsomi, acknowledged his exceptional development-driven initiatives at the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. Michael Nevin says it is truly an honor to receive such commendation for the remarkable efforts and dedication demonstrated by the DG, management, and staff of the Institute. Professor Suleiman, who embarked on this journey with a clear vision of creating meaningful change, says it is truly incredible to witness these efforts being recognized on a global scale. The DG and other management staff extend their heartfelt gratitude to the WFD for bestowing the honor on them. The WFD acknowledgement reaffirms NIL's belief in supporting democratic processes and institutions in Nigeria and worldwide, while concurrently strengthening democracy, promoting good governance, and facilitating democratic reforms. It is time now we take a break. We shall be right back. You are watching NTA Parliament News, coming to you from Nigeria's capital city, FCT, Abuja. The Cross River State Contributory Pension Scheme Bill 2023 has passed second reading on the floor of the State House of Assembly. The bill, sponsored by member representing Abi constituency, Davis Etta, when passed into law, will provide a legal framework to ease retirees' access to pension funds. Udwak Etim reports.
The Cross River State Contributory Pension Scheme Bill seeks to address the plight of retirees in the state, especially the delay faced by retirees to access their benefits. Member representing Abi State constituency, Davis Etta, who sponsored the bill, decried the inability of pensioners to access their benefits after retirement, stating that this has resulted in untold hardship and death in most cases. He, however, called for the passage of the bill into law to encourage civil servants to save money, which will also contribute to the growth of the state economy. Other members also lent their voices in support of the bill.
This bill was an act introduced at the national level in 2011 and then amended in 2021. And our quest is to domesticate this bill in Cross River State.
I am particularly impressed with the composition of the bill. I want to completely agree with him that this bill is very timely and necessary.
The passage of this bill into law will address the issue of corruption in our public sector.
These became the resolutions of the House.
Cross River State Contributory Pension Scheme Bill 2023 has been read the second judiciary to look into it.
The Speaker of the Cross River State House of Assembly, Elvet Ayambem, referred the bill to the House Committee on Public Service Matters for further legislative action. The committee is directed to report back to the House within 2 weeks. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTN News.
Meanwhile, the Kogi State government has awarded a contract for the reconstruction of the burnt Kogi State House of Assembly complex. The government has set an 8-week deadline for the completion of the project. Ajibola Christopher reports that the Commissioner for Works and Housing, Bako Samson, presented the contract documents to the contracting firm involved in the reconstruction process.
Handing over the terms of agreement for the renovation of the State House of Assembly complex to the company, Commissioner for Works and Housing Bako Samson expressed Governor Yaya Bello's desire to see members of the 8th Assembly conducting their legislative business at the Assembly complex as soon as possible. Describing the innovation design as impressive, the Commissioner urged the contractor to ensure that the job is done with utmost quality, strictly following the specifications outlined in the document. He also emphasized the ministry's commitment to closely monitor the progress of work.
To officially hand over the renovation of this assembly complex to the contractor, who has maximum limited period of carrying out this renovation, which will not exceed 8 weeks. Any default from the contractor, it will lead to total termination of the project.
Speaker of the House, Umar Ali Yusuf, expressed his delight at Governor Yaya Bello's swift response to the renovation of the complex. The Speaker had engaged in discussions with the Governor, emphasizing the need to give the building a facelift due to the inconveniences experienced at the Speaker's Lodge, used in the interim for sitting. He promised the Governor and the people of Kogi State robust legislation aimed at enhancing good governance.
This complex was caught up with fire, and that made the 7th Assembly to move to Speaker's Lodge for the legislative business. We are sworn in there, but we found that the atmosphere is not conducive for serious legislative business. So we interfaced with the executive, and His Excellency assured us of when we are to resume from our recess, we'll resume in our new complex. That will be giving facelift to stand the test of time. Alhamdulillah, we are here to witness the handing over of the renovation work, and we are very happy about it.
I'm aware of His Excellency that is a man of quality, and this is not the first project we are going to handle for Kogi State government. I believe it's because of our previous delivery that made them to award this contract to us, and I can assure you we are going to deliver within the related time, and we are going to give you the quality that you require for.
It is worthy recalling that the State House of Assembly was engulfed in fire on October 10, 2022 in Lokoja. Ajibola Christopher, NT News.
And from northwest Nigeria, Sokoto State, comes the report that the Sokoto State House of Assembly has confirmed the nomination of 17 advisors to the Sokoto State Governor recently sent to the House. Nuruddin Abdullahi Adili reports that this was during plenary.
This is in consideration of Sokoto State Government's desire to fast-track developmental program across the state, which requires more hands of assistance in carrying out such functions. Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto requested the legislatures to approve and confirm the appointment of 17 special advisors that will assist him in the executing policies and programs in the state for the benefit of citizenry. In view of the above, The leader of the House, Muhammad Bello Idris of Garabawa North, moved the motion for the request, which was seconded by Abubakar Shehu Yabo Constancy, and Atiku Liman Gandhi of Silame, and all members approved and confirmed the nominees.
The reason why we quickly, without wasting of much time, give him the approval, these special advisors will go a long way in assisting him in implementing some of his major activities. As you are all aware, the governor had been on and off in trying to see that the state is stabilized.
Considering the importance attached to the appointment, the special advisors will assist the governor in exercising his constitutional responsibilities in the state, which will no doubt assist him in bringing development in the state. And their appointment will greatly assist His Excellency in seeing the welfare and the well-being of the good people of Sokoto State.
The House adjourned sitting to tomorrow for the continuation of plenary in Sokoto. Nuruddin Abdullahi Adili, NTA News.
And the bill seeking to revert State of Osun to Osun State has passed second reading on the floor of the House of Assembly of Osun. Joshua Ogunjide has details of this and other matters discussed at plenary.
A legal practitioner, Kwame Ajibola, recently instituted a case against the Osun State government at the State High Court to reverse the name State of Osun to Osun State, tag the state anthem, crest and flag amendment bill 2023. The majority leader of the House, Koforola Adewumi, at Tuesday's plenary explained that with the passage of the bill, the state appellation will return to Osun State in compliance with the ruling of the High Court sitting in Ilesha back in 2017.
The bill will conform with the Constitution Christian name of our dear state according to Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Earlier on, Speaker Adewale Egbedon commended the lawmakers for their ruggedness in serving the Osun people and the state at large. He observed that politics should be parted way with so as to face governance squarely, charging the lawmakers to continue with that spirit for the overall development of the state.
The descriptive name, State of Osun, on all laws passed by the House of Assembly from the year 2012 to the year 2022 is hereby reverted to its constitutional description, Osun State, as set out in Schedule 2 to this law, change the law to bill. The application for the state shall be reverted from the state of the virtuous, Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọmọlúwàbí, to the state of the living spring. Marginal notes, appellation of the state. The Nigerian national flag and coat of arms shall be the only flag and crest to be used at all public spaces in the state. Marginal notes, coat of arms. The state of Osun anthem, crest and flag law 2012 is hereby repealed.
The House also received two bills, namely Osun State Community Social Responsibility Bill 2023 and Osun State Local Content Bill 2023, sponsored by Adewumi Adeyemi, Honorable representing Obokun State Constituency. The bills are geared towards enhancing trade and commercial sectors of the state. The majority leader, Koforola Adewumi, also advocated for quick passage of the bills into law, which is said would be of immense benefit to artisans and other workers of the state. In Osogbo, Joshua Oguchide, NT News.
The Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, Adeoye Aribasoye, has commended the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Ado-Ekiti, for sustaining professionalism and ethical standards in information dissemination. The Speaker said this while playing host to the management of the station led by the General Manager, Segun Ojelade, on a courtesy visit. Ayodeji Ogunshaki reports.
Ekiti State House of Assembly, with elected representatives from the 26 constituencies of the state, has the constitutional roles of representing the people While the Nigerian Television Authority, as a federal government media establishment among other roles, has the mandate of projecting the legislative activities of the House. Solidifying the synergy between the two government bodies no doubt remains a significant factor which informed the courtesy visit of the management of NTA Ado-Ekiti to the Speaker. Speaker Adeoye Aribasoye acknowledged the NTA for sustaining professionalism and ethical standards in carrying out its mandate of informing, educating, entertaining, projecting and promoting the state and the nation in a positive way.
You must be sure that what you are dishing out is correct and accurate. That is part of the ethics and which we also know, we have known the NTA for. You just don't dish out. Some people want to be in the news.
We have a young crop of legislators who are quite cerebral, knowledgeable, well-read, and committed to what they have been elected to do.
From the State House of Assembly, Ayodijo Ogunshakin, NTA News.
That's the size of our package at this time. Do follow us on our social media handles on your screen. On behalf of the production crew, I am Vivian Idekbefo. Many thanks for watching.